In this video you will learn more about the tiny but gorgeous country of Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein is a small country in the Alpine region of Central Europe, bordering Switzerland to the west and Austria to the east. It's the sixth smallest country worldwide, but as we will find out in a moment, it still has a lot to offer. Liechtenstein is a monarchy organized on a democratic parliamentary basis. Sovereignty is shared equally between the Prince of Liechtenstein and the citizens. The head of state is Prince Hans Adam II, represented by Prince Alois von Liechtenstein. The state is divided into 11 municipalities, and Vaduz is its capital and also the princely seat. The largest town is Triesen and the most populous town is Schaan. The villages of Schaan, Vaduz and Triesen combined form an agglomeration with about 16,900 inhabitants. Liechtenstein has a total of 38,650 inhabitants, that is less than every single canton in Switzerland except for Appenzell Innerrhoden, Uri and Obwalden. The population growth rate is at positive 0.9% annually. Liechtenstein is known for its monarchy, for being one of the smallest countries worldwide, for the Gutenberg Castle, for being a prosperous country. It is known for the financial industry, high security, close ties with Switzerland, and also for the fact that Switzerland accidentally invaded Liechtenstein back in 2007. About 170 Swiss infantry soldiers entered 1.5 kilometers into the territory of Liechtenstein during a march. But then the soldiers realized they were in a different country they were not supposed to enter. The soldiers were equipped with Swiss assault rifles, but without ammunition. Liechtenstein, which has no military of its own, admitted that it was unaware of the accidental Swiss invasion and only became aware of it when Switzerland informed Liechtenstein about this incident. Unfortunately, there were no consequences for Switzerland. That's one of those typical Swiss military moments. Liechtenstein is about 160 square kilometers in size and the official language is German, but people speak Liechtenstein dialects. Let's also take a quick look at the country's history. The principality once belonged to the Holy Roman Empire and gained sovereignty in 1806. It then became a member of the German Confederation and had close ties with Austria until 1919. But since 1923, Liechtenstein has close administrative and economic ties with Switzerland via a customs treaty. In addition, the Swiss franc was introduced as the official currency of Liechtenstein. Economically, these steps had a very positive effect, as we will see soon. There are also some facts worth knowing about Liechtenstein, for instance that the only billionaire in the country, Christoph Zeller, with his estimated 3.1 billion Swiss francs, is about half as wealthy as the entire annual economic output of his home country. Liechtenstein is one of the 8 Alpine countries and, just like the Alpine country Monaco, is 100% located in the Alps. It is also one of the few countries in the world without an airport. It is among the wealthiest countries worldwide. As mentioned earlier, it has the second highest GDP per capita in the world, only topped by Monaco. About a third of the population are millionaires, and the country has debt of just 0.5% of its GDP. Moreover, along with Uzbekistan, Liechtenstein is the only landlocked country in the world which is fully surrounded by countries that are also landlocked. The flag of Liechtenstein shows 2 horizontal stripes of equal height, blue at the top and red at the bottom. Don't even dare to think that this is a crown. In fact, this is a crown-like princely hat. The colors probably have their origin in the colors of the uniforms at the Liechtenstein princely court of the 18th century. During the 1936 Summer Olympics, the sports minister of Liechtenstein noticed that the flag looked identical to the flag of Haiti, which is the reason why the princely hat was added in 1937. Liechtenstein's economy is built on the services industry. Financial services provide 16% of all jobs and contribute far more to the total GDP. Liechtenstein banks are specialized in asset management of foreign private customers and institutional investors. The banking and financial industry is of great importance for the Liechtenstein economy. The financial crisis in 2008 led to a decline in asset under management from 171 to 121 billion Swiss francs. Critics associate the Liechtenstein financial center with tax evasion and money laundering. It is interesting that more than half of the people working in Liechtenstein do not live in Liechtenstein but commute mainly from Switzerland, but also from Austria, and even 4% from Germany. Tourism is only of minor importance compared to other economic sectors. After all, Liechtenstein is the country with the second fewest tourists in Europe. Only San Marino is less visited. Nevertheless, Liechtenstein recorded over 80,000 guest arrivals in 2017, who stayed over 150,000 nights in total. This is more than twice as many tourists as residents. One of the most important holiday resorts is Malbun, which attracts numerous guests both in winter and in summer. It is unbelievable that you can even find out how many cows, horses, pigs and even chickens are kept in Liechtenstein. 12,262 chickens call Liechtenstein their home, as of official statistics. Agriculture and forestry are small industries, only 245 workers are employed there. On the other hand, many companies are active in mechanical engineering and food processing and are heavily exported due to the small market. Since Liechtenstein maintains a customs union with Switzerland, it is unclear who the country's largest export and import partners are. If you have an idea which country I should cover next, please let me know down in the comments. This video is part of a video series that covers many countries around the globe. I've already uploaded videos of countless countries worldwide. You can find a playlist linked in the description below. But back to Liechtenstein. What are the main upsides of moving to Liechtenstein and what needs to be considered? More than a third of Liechtenstein's residents are foreigners. The largest foreign populations are the Swiss, followed by the Austrians and the Germans. Overall, Liechtenstein's permanent resident population includes people from around 90 nations, which, given the small population, means that Liechtenstein is a very globalized country. However, children are no longer born in Liechtenstein. At least there are no children born in Liechtenstein hospitals. The last child was born in the Liechtenstein State Hospital in 2014. Since then, future mothers from Liechtenstein have to go abroad to give birth in a hospital because the hospital's only department for birth was closed. But what are the main upsides of moving to Liechtenstein? Let us begin with its strong economy. You might be able to boost your career in Liechtenstein, especially if you work in the financial industry or in mechanical engineering. According to official figures, the median monthly salary is at 7,225 Swiss francs for men and 6,078 Swiss francs for women. This corresponds to an equivalent of $7,560 for men or $6,450 for women. From a financial point of view, moving to Liechtenstein is worthwhile in most cases, even considering the higher expenses. In addition to the economy and the high wages, it is definitely worth taking a look at the nature of this country. Liechtenstein is located on the right bank of the Rhine in the Alps and is divided into two regions: the Rhine Valley, where most of the residents live, and the Samina Valley. These parts of the country are separated by a mountain ridge, which is 1,000 to over 2,000 meters high. It is sparsely populated and accounts to around a third of the country's area. One can also say that there is a rather flat lowland and a mountainous highland. For mountain enthusiasts, Liechtenstein has a lot to offer. As a tourist, I have visited Liechtenstein a few times, and I can confirm that the mountain landscapes there are impressive. In Liechtenstein, you can pursue many activities related to the mountains. For instance, going on hikes in summer or skiing in winters. The highest point in Liechtenstein is the Vorderer Grauspitz at 2,599 meters above sea level. And in total, there are 32 mountains in Liechtenstein with a height of at least 2,000 meters. Despite the very small area of the country. Of the land area, 11% is settled, 33% is agricultural land, 41% is forest, and 15% is unused mountainous area. The Rhine is the most important and largest body of water in Liechtenstein and also forms a big chunk of the Switzerland-Liechtenstein border. It is of great importance for Liechtenstein's water supply and also an important local recreational area for the population. On the other hand, the Rhine has also caused some floods in this country. The climate of Liechtenstein is another upside. Despite the mountains, the climate is relatively mild and it is strongly influenced by the Föhn wind. This extends the seasons of spring and autumn, and temperatures of around 15 degrees Celsius are not uncommon even in winter when there are strong Föhn winds. The upstream Swiss and Vorarlberg mountain ranges protect against Atlantic and polar cold air, resulting in milder temperatures. That is why Liechtenstein also comes up with great success in wine production. And if it gets too warm for you in summer, the mountains are not far away. Further advantages are that Switzerland, Austria and Germany are not far away either. You can easily do day trips to 3 other countries. Let us also take a look at the culture of Liechtenstein. The close coexistence of village traditions and international influences forms the basis of Liechtenstein's cultural life. Typical Liechtenstein dishes include Käsknöpfle with applesauce and Ribbel with milk, sugar or sour cheese, a specialty from Liechtenstein and the surrounding area. In the predominantly Catholic country of Liechtenstein, all holidays are religious holidays with the exception of May 1st. The Museum of Art in Liechtenstein, the Liechtenstein State Museum and the theater at the Church Square in Schaan are waiting for you to explore. But how much does it cost to live in Liechtenstein? If you live off $3,000 a month in Austin, Texas, you'll need about $3,300 a month for the same quality of life in Vaduz, the capital of Liechtenstein. This means that the cost of living in Vaduz is about 10% higher than the cost of living in Austin. There are also some drawbacks that you will need to consider when moving to Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein is a very small country. You not only cannot expect a vibrant big city life, but you cannot even accept a city life either, because the largest district is Schaan with about 6,000 inhabitants. So according to the 10,000 inhabitants definition of cities, there is no city located in Liechtenstein. In return, you can expect a peaceful and quiet life close to nature. As just mentioned, the cost of living is very high. So it is worth it to accumulate some savings before deciding to move to Liechtenstein. But don't worry, wages are much higher too. What needs to be done in order to move to Liechtenstein? European Union citizens and Swiss citizens can enter Liechtenstein with a valid identity card or passport. As a tourist, you can stay for up to 90 days. This comes in handy since it gives you the opportunity to get to know Liechtenstein a bit better before you decide to move there. A residence permit is required for stays that exceed 90 days or are associated with employment. A permit is usually issued without any problems in case you have a work contract. Please check out the link in the description for more information.